one way to do it, which is very common. Every software comes with the APIs, right? With the AI thing, and there are a lot of softwares available in the market. Like you can use make.com or something like that. And what you can do, you can use or consume these APIs, integrate in a platform, and build something out of it. That you can definitely get it done, right? And it can also solve. Even you can leverage Google Sheets by integrating APIs and app scripts and all, and you can pull those information, create your own internal processes. But yes, for that you definitely need some engineering efforts. Also, you need to know someone who know coding or understand coding or able to do a vibe code also using AI and all, right? But it's important that to solve your customer experience, you need to consolidate everything at one single place. That's the one thing. Second thing, you need to give the relevant information to the relevant to the individual employees of your companies. So for example, your sales team should have that kind of information which is sufficient enough for them to handle any upsell or cross sell discussion with the customer. Similarly, the customer support team should have sufficient information which can actually help them in better support the customer or handle their queries or handle their use cases. Similarly, the customer success team should know how exactly this customer got onboarded, what promises has been made by the sales team, and how exactly the experience are going in the support cycle. And then on top of it, how exactly they are using the platform, how exactly the adoption is, how many users are getting logged in every day. All these insights is very important. And the last thing is like what kind of discussions they are doing in during their weekly, quarterly or monthly meetings or engagements. They need to consolidate everything. So it's important that you build a solution, and that solution has to be able to provide the relevant information to the each and every individuals who are engaging with the customer or at a customer facing role. In the same journey, if you are a tech or product like tech company, right, it is very also important to give similar contacts to your engineering team also. I have also observed this thing that engineers, they always love to do the coding. They do not feel like that they understand. They do not want to understand the pain points why they are building some solution. So it is very important that you need to give that kind of context to your product and engineering team also, so that they will be able to build the solutions better. Either be it a tech product or non-tech product, doesn't matter. But it's important that whenever we are thinking about the product, it's important that you should have a clear visibility what exactly your customer is actually looking for. Now, in order to solve this problem, the one solution I've already shared. The another way it can be solved is by unifying the entire customer journey, right? How you can unify it? You can have a one integrated solution that is pre-integrated with each other, and all the products are linked to each other. So I give you an example of Dexkor. How exactly we did it is like, so we have a different, like we have modules for all the teams. Now, so for example, your marketing team has generated leads, right? That leads will come into the system. It will get nurtured and it will move to the sales cycle. And then once you close the sale, it will automatically move to the onboarding phase. Once you close the onboarding, it will automatically move the support team. And this is how the consolidated stage will come for the customer success team. So unifying your pre-sales and the post-sales into a single solution, or you build something around it using the APIs, will be really helpful in providing the better experience to your customer, right? Information has to be passed on from one department to other department, relevant information, so that it can prepare them to better serve the customer or answer their queries, or should have a very proper documentation in place, which can actually give them good insights in the future, right? So in order to solve this, like I have a couple of case studies for different set of companies, right? So I just share it with you. So this is a one case study. It is an actual customer. It's a public listed company, and they were into customers. They have an enterprise team, and they were managing their enterprise team using the Google Sheets, right? Now, what is the major problem they were facing is like Google Sheet updates regularly, right? They get all the insights from different sources. They integrate on the Google Sheet, and that sheet get refreshed every day. They know at a high level, okay, these are the set of customers who are going with some problems, because they have all the formulas in place and they are able to calculate the health and everything. But what actually happened, that they are not even able to keep a track that whether their account managers or the customer success managers are actually able to solve the problems which they are identifying using their internal systems. So the thing which I mentioned in the previous slide, that yes, you can integrate everything in one single place, you can build a solution, but until unless you will not be able to track it easily, then you will again get into the problems. This So it is very important you have a consolidated information. Once you have the consolidated information, you should be able to have a mechanism to regularly keep a track of it. Once you're able to keep a track of it, and you're not missing any insights or the triggers, right? It actually help in giving a better experience to the customer. So for example, one fine day you got an insight that, okay, so for example, you are into you have a SaaS platform, and your customer, they are like 100 of users log into your system every day from that particular customer, right? One fine day you have start observing that their number of users count are decreasing regularly, right? You got that insight, you have already noticed that your health score has been marked red on it, but your customer success manager has not acted upon it. Now what will actually happen, it's a very clear insight that the users are reducing, the number of hours which they are spending on the platform is reducing. It's definitely a clear indication they are planning to migrate from your system to other system. Now if you will not act upon immediately, once they've already migrated all their users to the other platform, there's no chance that you will be able to retain that customer. It doesn't matter if you have given them half the price of what the other competitors opted. So it is very important to have a consolidated information at single place. That's the first thing. Second thing, you should have a system. That system can give you alerts. That's the second thing. And the third thing is, you should know how to keep a track of those alerts, and you should be able to follow up on that, right? So when they have implemented this kind of solution, they are able to track all their tracking activities has improved. The leadership has get a better visibility now. They do not need to seek information from the team, okay, how many customers are there who has got churned or words of churning or at a risk stage. They do not need to do anything, and they are able to predict the customer life cycle also. I have a couple of more studies. So there's one more study, case study, where this customer is using a platform, right? And platform, and they are using for sales different platforms, support, onboarding, and customer success, all different platforms for different activities. When they have a unified solution, what actually happened, that their teams have started working together. That is a very big win for them, because earlier, whenever a query comes from the customer, right, it always like, okay, I need to consult with my relevant team who will give me that insight. It is the most common response a support team provide to the customer. Okay, I need to check my resources, right? There is no resources available. That is the reason they need to check it. So that's the truth about it, right? So what they usually do, they go back to their supervisors or managers, and they actually connect with the other team and get the insight, and then come back and respond to the customer, right? So once you have a cohesive system, right, you will be able to serve the customer better, and your team will have a better context. So like with the AI, you can, if you have all the information consolidated, what you can do, you can simply create an agent or co-pilot. Just giving a prompt, it can give you all the answers, right? What has actually happened, what kind of solution implemented, what promises has been made, what kind of modules they have purchased, every information will be there. When was the last time customer raised the same issue? You will be able to get that kind of insight very easily, right? So these kind of things can be done. Another interesting case study, where like customer is already using one solution, they are working towards migrating to another solution, but the major problem they are facing is they are not able to build the custom SLAs. Now it is also very important that whenever you are adopting any solution to improve your business or operation efficiency, you need to know like what kind of metrics you need to keep a track, whether that solution is able to track those kind of metrics for you or not. Because usually what happens, that we always go with the brand's names and all, right? So okay, this is the brand name, okay, everyone uses it, we also use it. No, that should not be the case. You need to first jot down all your metrics. See, workflows is something anyone can do it, but when it comes to metrics, or the insights, it's not easy to pull from any kind of solution. So you need to ask very clear questions to the companies that whether they will be able to provide you these kind of numbers. If yes, can they show it to you over the demo call, right? It will give you a very clear idea that whether you should go with that solution or not, because if they are not able to keep a track of that data, they will never be able to give you that insight. Doesn't matter how big the organization is. So for example, this company, they are using some very big legacy players, but they are not able to have a custom SLAs, and their SLAs are like very complex, right? Like quite very complex to do it, and they want real-time reporting and all, and based on the SLAs they want to trigger a lot of alerts and all. A lot of automation, they are not able to do it. Second thing, the dashboards are not intuitive enough for them to understand, or the leadership able to understand. So it's very important that you need to check thoroughly like what exactly you are adopting it. So with these 3 case studies, what I'm trying to give an insight that we know the problem is with the scattered tools. We know the solution is like to have a one single unified platform, be it self-made or a solution. And the other thing which we know that whenever we are deciding on any kind of solution or a workflow or a process, it's important that we should know the matrix which you need to keep a track of, right? Once you know the final goal, it's very easy to go back and just finalize the solution around it. Okay, so in order to do all those stuffs, like this is how we have actually built Dexkor, right? So Dexkor is again a AI native B2B customer experience tool, and why we call it as customer experience, because this is what the ultimate goal for us is. Like we are actually unifying all these touch points. So we have solutions for sales, marketing, and all those stuff, and then you can integrate everything. I am not spending more time on it. So how exactly the workflow happen in Dexkor? So like we have a sales hub, which is a sales CRM, right? We get the leads, we get the sales pipeline, right? You nurture it, and then it moves to the onboarding, and there's a very interlink. And for us, the central entity of the entire product is customer, and that is the whole reason we are able to give a very centralized view to all departments and the leadership also, because we have kept customer as a central place in the entire architecture of the solution. So it actually makes the customer journey quite unified. So in terms of solution, in terms of suite, like we have Sales Hub, we have Customer Onboard Hub, which is for customer onboarding. Then we have Help Desk, which is for live chat, ticket, emails, all the stuff. And then we have a customer success. So Dexkor is basically a customer success first platform, and everything is built around it. So in case if you want to keep a track of customer success, you want to ensure that your churn rate reduce, right? So this is what our primary objective is of the solution. We also have Dexy, which is an AI bot, AI, which actually is like an org GPT, do auto quality audits, quick summaries, and we are also building a lot of interesting features which can actually reduce the manual effort which team is doing. So we are able to help you in saving up to like 6 to 7 days of man efforts of your support team also, if you implement such kind of solution. So our solution is for the leadership, for customer success and experience team, and for the sales team also. So it's all included. And yeah, it is eligible for all sides, sort of companies, like if you are B2B SaaS, e-commerce, logistics, supply chain, HR tech, MarTech, ITITS, like you can use it for everything. So Dexkor has been already incubated by under METI Startup Hub. We have also been selected as top 100 startups by Leap to Unicorn program, powered by IDFC, Money Control, and CNBC. We have also been mentioned in the Forbes India. So we got a place in the Forbes India also. So yeah, I guess that's all from my side. Like I'm happy to, I just try to rush at the end just to take up the questions if anyone has. In case of demo and all, like I would suggest, like Ridhima, if you can just let us know how exactly we can coordinate with the team. Probably I would prefer to conduct one-on-one demos, but not on this call. It's just for the knowledge sharing. That's it.
Right. Thank you so much for that extensive presentation and very in-depth talk. So I believe it was really insightful for some of us here. And now I would love to open the stage for Q&A session. So guys, इस Q&A में आप कोई भी question पूछ सकते हैं. related to your business operations or any other questions that Mr. Richard can answer relating to customer success, या आपको कोई अगर problem आ रही है, doesn't necessarily mean that you have a large organization or you have a product. Even if you are at the ideation stage, you have some questions, then I think you can definitely come up and ask, and all of us here and Mr. Richard especially can answer that because this is a specialization area. And
right. I guess we already have one question from Devansh. Yeah, so Devansh, yes, Airtable, definitely. As I mentioned, that you just need to know how to integrate all the data sources, right? Airtable, definitely. I also mentioned about one more tool like make.com, right? You can create workflows using Make, right? Nowadays, a lot of AI tools are also available, right? You can do vibe coding. Emergent is one of them. Like you can create a vibe code and you can create a small version of your solution. So it's very easy to do it. Considering you know how to do it, definitely you can do it. We just need to understand and stick to the basic, that we know how to integrate all the information. We should know that how to create insights from it. We should know that how to keep a track of those insights and action upon it. I guess if you're able to do it, yeah, you can definitely create it on any kind of tool. Yeah.
all right. If anyone else has a question, you can raise your hand and unmute yourself and ask the question. To start with, I had a question actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, we spoke about कि किस तरीके से there are lags in the current tools and operations, and Rashri ji especially mentioned her case कि the customer brunt comes on the people who are serving the customers, and
Right.
the company seems not to care too much, and then they are like looking for more customers because they are a large organization, or even any company, they are like, oh, customer to ab gaya haath se, let's focus on more customers. So from a psychological point of view also, how do you think this works, because you have worked in the industry, right?
Right.
What are the motivations for these stakeholders, and किसकी गलती होती है, किसका क्यों नहीं होता उनका मोटिवेशन कस्टमर को अच्छा सर्व करने में, एंड क्या ये कॉस्ट कटिंग की वजह से होता है या लैक ऑफ मोटिवेशन, या व्हाट इज इट?
So Ridhima, to be very frank, definitely customer experience की अगर आप बात करें ना, तो if it is at a leadership role level, everyone wants their customer experience to be top notch. कोई भी नहीं चाहता है customer return करना. Doesn't matter if that customer is paying you no money or if it is paying you lakhs every month, right? So no one wants it. But actually what actually happen, generally what I have seen in my past 14-15 years of experience is like prioritization plays a very important role, right? That's the one thing. How soon you got the information. So see, जो ownership होती है वो flow करती है ऊपर से नीचे, right? If the leadership is very close to their customers, right, they will be able to take the ownership of each and every customer, doesn't matter वो किस size का है, right? And they will ensure that no customer should have a bad experience. Doesn't matter that customer decide to stay or not stay, but सबके effort वहीं जाते हैं कि क्या है. Sometimes it happen that many times it happen that in the organization level the priorities get changed, right? So when you start, you feel like, okay, let's focus to SMBs. Once you grow, like you start feeling like, okay, let's just focus on mid-market size or enterprises. For large enterprises, for अच्छा अब US target करेंगे. So sometimes it happens that priorities also get changed, and because those priorities, the ownership doesn't flow at the same level for the other set of accounts, right? So it is very important for the mid management people, right? So that's the reason मैंने एक बात बोली कि आपको मेट्रिक्स आपके बहुत क्लियर पता होने चाहिए. अगर आपके मेट्रिक्स सही से डिफाइन है, you will be able to very easily keep a track of each and every customer. Doesn't matter आपकी priority चाहे enterprise हो. And I've seen this first, and I tell you, like I give you a very good example of this company Unicommerce. I worked with them for almost like 10 years, right? And I tell you, like for them, enterprise customer हो चाहे वो आपका SMB customer हो, like all of them are at an equal priority when it comes to escalation, right? I work very closely with the CEOs. I reporting to him, and I myself was heading the entire SMB function, right? And the culture is like we cannot leave any customer go from our system, right? you don't believe that if a customer message the leadership on LinkedIn also, doesn't matter if it is just a DM, entire leadership are like super active on LinkedIn, right? If they get a DM, they immediately respond. So it's all about the culture and the priorities. But वो हम achieve क्यों कर पा रहे थे? Because we have right owners at the right place, and the matrix जो थी वो define तो mid level पे थी, but the leadership was actually looking at those metrics. Because उनकी जो metrics थी, it's a subsequent. So एक concept होता है OKR and KPIs, right? So KPIs for the ground level team and OKRs for the leadership team, right? So once you have a very well defined OKRs, you can easily define the KPIs, and वो KPIs drive.
I would urge you to actually define or explain for our audience what is OKR and what is a KPI, and कुछ examples like how
Right.
can we do
So,
it in
example, yeah. So हमने बात करी customer experience की, right? कि हमें customer experience improve करना है, right? So ये हमारा organizational goal है, right? Now customer experience में दो important factors होते हैं, एक होता है CSAT, एक होता है NPS, right? ठीक है, इससे आप easily gauge कर सकते हैं आपके customer का experience क्या है. अब आपको ये पता है कि और एक और matrix होती है churn या retention, right? ठीक है, for OKR you will take the target as like मैं retention ले लेता हूं. It is an organization level target कि हमें अपना retention इतना रखना है, हमारा churn नहीं होना चाहिए, right? But at a team level you will distribute. तो जैसे आपने account आपने mid senior level पे आपने कर दिया, NPS is the KPI for them. They need to ensure their customer NPS should be high, right? And at the more lower at the ground level, the level 1, you define the matrix as CSAT. अब होगा क्या, आपका सीसेट अगर इंप्रूव होगा, आपका एनपीएस इंप्रूव हो जाएगा. अगर आपका एनपीएस इंप्रूव होगा तो आपका ओकेआर ऑटोमेटिकली, राइट? सो यू नीड फ्लो डाउन द इंफॉर्मेशन इन अ वेरी सिस्टमैटिक वे. ऐसा नहीं ब्लाइंडली नहीं देना कि हमें तो 4.5 सीसेट अचीव करना है. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. वो 4.5 ऐसा हो सकता है आपका करंट सीसेट 1 चल रहा है, एंड इफ यू गिव द टारगेट ऑफ 4.5, नॉट अचीव ही नहीं हो सकता. What you need to do, अगर 1 है तो चलो इस क्वार्टर के अंदर we'll try to get to 2. Then slowly gradually improve. You need to give that motivation to the team also to improve. So the defining your OKRs and KPIs correctly is very important to ensure your customer advocacy or customer experience perspective आपके लिए बहुत important है. I hope that answers.
Yes, I think if anyone has any follow-up questions, happy to take it up. And I think we have 2 questions in the chat.
Yeah.
So one is from Devansh. How is the platform different from HubSpot? As I have already the professional plan, so should I consider your platform? If you could give the answer in context of EdTech, that would be nice. So would you like to take it up right now, or maybe?
Yeah. So Devansh, definitely. So how we are different? I just give in a 1 or 2 sentence. So see, HubSpot का जो primary product है, it's built on marketing and sales. They have also implemented help desk and they have also implemented customer success. आप उनकी वेबसाइट पे जाएंगे, आपको सब दिखेगा, right? The point is, हमारा जो solution है, it is focused on customer success. आपको HubSpot पे जो चीज मिलती है, आपको सिर्फ opportunity tracking मिलती है. You can keep a track of upsell and cross sell. बट हमारे यहाँ पर आपको सपोर्ट में अगर अपसेल की अपॉर्चुनिटी बनी, आपको हमारे प्रोडक्ट में ऑटोमेटिकली मिल जाएगी. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द मेजर डिफरेंस कि वी आर कस्टमर सक्सेस फोकस्ड प्रोडक्ट. HubSpot is a more of a sales marketing product. From an edtech perspective, definitely you can evaluate our product. We can connect separately, have a demo, and we can tell you like how you can do it, because our domain is like we are building it for the SaaS companies. We are focusing on technology companies primarily, so definitely we can handle a lot of use cases.
Sure, I think Devansh also responded. Thank you so much for the answer. And we have the next question that is from Mr. Bhuvan Purohit. Mr. Bhuvan, if you are here, I would urge you to unmute and ask your question on mic so that everyone could also benefit. If you are here. If not, I'll start the question.
Hello, am I audible to you?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, hi, Richard.
Hi.
So, yeah, as you said, like we can ask any questions, and even we can ask the problems we are facing in our current organization.
Sure.
So, we are also having a service-based startups. Like it's growing, obviously, but eventually there is a problem faced by a service-based startup that they hit a saturation point where the growth slows down and they feel stuck in the repetitive revenue loop as well. So I just want to ask from your experience, what are the main reasons service companies get stuck and the practical strategies we can follow to break that cycle to attract the high value projects as well, if you can guide us.
All right. So yeah, Bhuvan, so I do not have experience working with the pure service industry. I was in BPO earlier, but not at a very initial stage of my career. I primarily worked on SaaS companies primarily, but I just want to understand first that when you say the growth has stopped or like it's slowing down, what exactly it means in terms of revenue, in terms of retention, in terms of customer experience, service, like what exactly it is.
In terms of customers, like customer doesn't get retained as well for a longer time.
Doesn't?
Get retained as well for a longer
Okay,
time.
right. So I guess, Bhuvan, the first thing which you should need to look at it, like I'm pretty sure like you must have done your churn RCA, right? And when you do a churn RCA, I'm pretty sure like you must have also categorized and attributed to the different departments. So for example,
Mhm.
if you got 10 churns in a month, simply what you can do, you can sit or you can ask one of your team member to do a unbiased RCA. Doesn't matter if it is attributing to you also, just tell the person, okay, attribute it to me. That ki mere karan ye churn hua hai, right? The reason why I'm asking, because when you do a churn RCA, you will get some clear insights. Ki what are the primary reasons of your churn? Once you get the primary reason for the churn, tag it to the different departments of your organization and just make them responsible. Okay, this churn has happened because of you, or maybe it is an engineering. So for example, customer is facing a lot of bugs, right? If it is or maybe customer is saying, okay, their queries are not getting solved, so that means the support team must not be able to do it. So first thing is like you attribute to a department. So that's the first level. Second level, once you attribute to the department, now you need to just go with that department and just brainstorm how you can eradicate that particular problem. So when you will start doing so there is a concept, it's called like if you have seen the fishbone diagram of like one of the 7 tools of quality, if you have know about it. uh,
Yes.
so उसमें एक होता है कि आप एक problem लेते हैं. So like you will take a problem, like for example, customer queries are not getting solved, right? That is the primary reason that come up. So what are the major reasons for it? So you will first find the high level ideas, then you will do branching of this. This way you will be able to find very clearly what are the quick fixes, what will be a long term fix, and what are the fixes which it's out of your control, right? Once you have a very clear idea, you will be able to draft a strategy around it, start working on fixing. So I would suggest always focus on quick fixes immediately, because that will start giving you some immediate results. Then go with a long term fixes, because it will take some time to start getting you the results. But quick fixes, you just focus and just start working on it. This way I'm pretty sure like you will be able to do it, because when I was in BPOs, we used to do such kind of thing where we do brainstorming with the team. And please include different team members also, because at a different level, every person has their different opinion, insights, and view of seeing or looking at a certain problem. So you will get a very holistic view, and then you can work upon it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Richard, for your insight.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we can take up the next question. If anyone would like to ask something, so you can just unmute yourself and ask. It could be anything related to business operations or customer success. So if anyone would like to ask, you can just go ahead, because we will be wrapping up the Q&A session after this. And if you would like to share your problem in a personal meet, then also I have shared the link in the chat. But if you would like to get it answered live right now, and even if you are at the ideation stage, it doesn't matter. It's an open session, so you can ask your problem. Meanwhile, I have one question, Richard. So you said that there is a problem of like our last question. That they are not able to grow in their organization. Sometimes what happens, we know, हमें पता है कि we are inefficient or our team is small, or we are not able to answer everyone, we are not able to do certain things. And we know there is startups, especially because you have a lack of resources, you have a limited resource time, everything. So आपको क्या, you go in a flow sort of. कि कुछ ना कुछ something should happen. This is something I have learned. And तो मतलब what should they do? Anything, any quick fix for them? मतलब लगता है कि we don't know what to do and we know कि we are lacking, but कुछ तो चल रहा है ना.
Right.
Survive करना is important.
I can totally relate. So I'm also sailing in the similar kind of boat. So I can totally relate to what you're saying. There are a lot of things are there on your plate, right? As a founder or stakeholder, like you have to wear multiple hats, right? But you're not able to give 100% to everything, right? But आपको करना सब है, right? And you cannot stay away from that also, because आप नहीं करोगे तो कौन करेगा, right? So it's a common problem. So how exactly I do it, Riddhima? So during my daytime, right, जितने भी हम टीम के साथ होते हैं, right, we always either with the customers or with the team. ठीक है, या तो टीम के साथ होंगे, कस्टमर के साथ होंगे, इसके अलावा तीसरा कोई नहीं है. ठीक है, और whatever we are doing, it's like related to the business. In the night, I try to spare 1 hour to 2 hours of focus time for myself. Why I chose night? Because रात को एक तो family से कोई disturbance नहीं होता. You get a very peace time. Customers, you will not get pings from them, right? And usually team be available. आपको कुछ करना नहीं होता. So that is a very good time for you to just spend. And how exactly I divide is like half an hour, 30 minutes. I just try to jot down all the challenges or the problems I faced on that particular day. So I have a diary. I keep a note of every day. Maybe I am thinking like one fine day when things go bigger, like it can become a storybook also for me. But I keep note everything every day कि आज क्या challenges थे and all. And then I try to see कि क्या मेरे लिए, again, as I just mentioned, right, to Bhuvan, right, quick fixes पहले identify करो. That is very important, right? Quick fix, if I can quick fix the next day, I will get it done. ठीक है, if I feel like this is a very super critical work, but it will take couple of days time or months time to fix it, I prioritize it accordingly and I block my calendar for that time. ठीक है, so this is how I plan my day. I guess that actually helping me out to streamline, because I am also juggling in all those stuff. So this is the way I plan my day and work.
Okay, got it. So I have a follow-up question on this.
Yeah.
So you said that I try to identify yourself, you keep a notebook. I think that's a good remedy for a lot of founders. Good tip from a fellow founder. So now problem is how do you identify with your experience of so many years that a customer is getting irritated? What are some of the signs that customer might drop off or they are not satisfied, and how do you rectify that immediately? What are some quick fixes?
See, I guess most of the time I prefer to talk to the customer over the phone, right? So मुझे कहीं पर भी so the best way is like when they are sending an email, by the language of that email you can easily understand, right? But many time it happened that the language is that common कि आप identify नहीं कर पाते हो. But if you have a very slight doubt also कि this is not happening. So for example, a customer is saying that I discussed the same thing 2 months back and it is not been delivered, and he said it very politely. But आपको तो समझ में आ गया ना कि 2 महीने से वो drag हो रहा है, right? He is not sounding that way, but it is a problem, right? It's still in their head, right? What you simply do, you just simply give a call to that customer, right? I also understand it's not possible every time, but because as of now we are able to manage, so we are 3 founders, we are able to cater that request as of now, right? So we give the call to them, or we try to say, okay, drop a WhatsApp to them. Okay, I got your mail, I take a look, let me just discuss and with the team and get back to you. If you just drop a WhatsApp also, that it's good enough for them to just get that assurance that okay, there's someone who is actually concerned about them, right? And one more important thing here is like when you have a good context, right? और आप उनसे proactively बोलते, they were not expecting your message, right? Or a call, right? And when you suddenly show up, they feel like, okay, this person is a founder and he is still well aware about everything which is happening in my life, right? So that actually change the tone also, उनको confidence आता है. So see, I tell you, like most of the time, what I feel like, people do not buy your product or your services because they like it, your product, right? Many times it is always like, what is the founder's relationship with them? I saw this most of the time happen in the B2B space कि relationship पे काफी कुछ होता है, and if your relationships are strong, churn के chances कम होते हैं, and if the relationship hamper also, like it's very, if you're react to it proactively, then you can rectify the relationship very easily.
Okay. Does anyone have a question at this point? So we can take up one question from the audience right now. You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and आप पूछ सकते हो अपना question. So Mr. Vinay, if you have a question, Abhishek ji, Rashri ji, I think Rashri ji आपने अपना incidents भी share किया था. So आपके कोई views हैं further, so आप please पूछिए या बताइए, share कीजिए. It was very helpful for all of the people attending the session. Yes. So I think there was one more question from the audience that we had got. Ki, Richard, when we talk about customer operations or startups or small businesses or just starting up, so how do you know how do you assess, like, everyone wants to grow, सबको आगे बढ़ना है, सबको बड़ा बनना है, but what pace, at what pace? ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि boom, you go up and then crash. Maybe you have experience, or maybe you have in your previous companies or in your professional experience, come across such cases. You've heard of them, that this happens with a lot of startups, too much speed and then everything crashes. So why does that happen? And is it because taking up too much and not understanding their own operational capacity?
And yeah, absolutely valid point, Ridhima. So usually what happens that, see, when we say like we want to build a startup, right? Because when you're building a startup, you are running on no salary for not couple of months, like many more months, and then maybe a year or more year, right? And your always focus is towards like you should get decent amount of revenue so that the things get in place, right? And when you run after that, what actually happened that you lost the track that what your team is capable of, right? You need to, you rightly said that you need to understand your operational capacity, like how much you can accommodate. Do not over promise, do not under promise, right? If you can do it, say bluntly, okay, we can do it. If you cannot do it, say bluntly, we cannot do it. In case if we can do it, okay, we'll be able to do it in the next 6 months. Give a very clear idea, right? In case if you promise, okay, we will deliver it, the deal will get signed, and then customer will keep chasing you, it actually impacts your business. And for a startup, one bad experience of one customer can impact a lot of other prospects, right? So you cannot afford any negative review, especially when you are in the startup phase, right? So it's very important that you understand your business, you understand your operational capacity, and always focus to see that how you can accommodate the things, right? And I feel like it's fine that if you go slow also, right? Because when you go slow, it's very easy to scale up very fast eventually. But if you crash right now, it's very difficult to scale up later on, right? So like the way we say, slow and steady win the race. So go slow, but ensure that whatever you're doing, no one is better than you. You are the best in your domain. And like the way I always said, like if you bring anyone in front of me comparing HubSpot or Zoho CRM as a customer success tool with our tool, I can debate on it, right? But in case if you say, okay, Dexkor has a good or exceptionally well CRM solution, I might say, okay, no, that's not the case at this stage, and there is no harm in accepting that fact, right? We are building, we will be building, but at this stage, yes, they are definitely better. But yes, we have those kind of solutions which is needed for a business to run, right? So we are very clear in our positioning also and communication that whatever we want to be very true in that sense. We don't want to just keep in dilemma. And I guess that is very important for a founder, which I feel like. And that's the whole reason I tell you, like, it's a personal experience that every month you won't believe, like, we automatically start getting new customers on our platform. Automatically, we are not spending anything on marketing as of now. Zero spend on marketing. Still, we have paying customers and big enterprise customers, right? So that actually proves, because whatever we are building, the customers actually need it, right? Another very important, that whenever you are building, always focus that go deep at one place and then try to broaden it, right? So for example, for us, like, SaaS is the place where we are trying to get deep into it, right? In SaaS also, like, we also bifurcated further, but SaaS is one area where we are very excited and we want to build a solution for the SaaS companies.
Correct. Okay, so I think that was very well said for the startup founders. You know, don't over promise, don't under promise, and जो आप कर सकते हो वो भी बोलो, और जो नहीं कर सकते हो वो भी बोलो, और जो कर सकते हो बट टाइम लगेगा वो भी बोलो. So आपके जो relationships है ना, that won't get strained. लोगों को क्लियर आइडिया होगा, बी ट्रू टू देम, एंड जब आप एक अपना निश या पोजीशन बना लोगे, उसके बाद में स्केल करना विल बी मच इजियर. एंड आई थिंक पर्सनली आई एग्री विद दैट अ लॉट. So I think as we're close to the end of the session, before going, I would like to invite somebody from the audience. If you guys would like to ask any questions, आप questions पूछ सकते हो अपनी organization में operationally, co-founder level पे जो भी आपको problems आ रही है, right? We have Mr. Richard with us right now for some more time. So please take this opportunity to get your questions answered, and you know, a third person point of view on that. So yeah, I think if you have any question, you can unmute yourself. If you would like to separately not disclose it here in the session, you can also get the Calendly link. He's happy to connect with you on a one-on-one meet and, you know, discuss whatever operational issues you're facing in your business. Meanwhile, Richard, I would like to ask you one more thing. If you know, if you have faced any case studies where, you know, people had a terrible, a bad end to the story when they were used because of, you know, mismanagement, or because of not being able to actually think of customer success, उनका कुछ, you know, बहुत बुरा outcome आया हो, या something that, you know, so that we can also be careful of that.
Yeah, so there are so many examples, like there are many things that happen in the available on internet also. But yeah, as we said, like, customer success has to be the backbone and the center. Like, it should always be at the center stage, right? And customer success is not just about revenue. I guess that is one of the misconception I have observed with most of the Indian startups, right? Not just startups, like even with the enterprises also, that they feel like, okay, if till the time customer is buying more products from you, or doing renewals timely, it is a customer success, they are happy. But that is not always the case. It might be a chance that they are not able to find the right solution which can replace you, right? So it is very important to, and that is the reason I said, like, you cannot just rely on just two things. Okay, upsell and cross sell ho raha hai, to mera sab kuch sorted hai. No, that's not the case, right? You need to understand, and for customer success, I feel the best way is, like, you need to be near to your customers always. You need to start showing up to them regularly. That's the reason आपने देखा होगा QBRs होते हैं, MDRs होते हैं. It's a very common thing in customer success industry. But if you ask companies कि जो QBRs हो रहे हैं, उन QBRs की tracking कौन कर रहा है? Are those QBRs are happening regularly? If yes, regularly, उन QBRs में discussion क्या हो रहा है? Right? I'm telling you, no one is doing it. Right. And another thing, अगर आज रिद्धिमा, for example, you have a business, you have a team of 10 CSM और उनके QBRs हो रहे हैं. अगर मैं as a business owner आपसे पूछूं कि यार Dexkor एक कस्टमर है आपका, उसके पिछले 1 साल से QBRs हो रहे हैं, आपको क्या पता है कि आपके CSM ने कब क्या डिस्कशन किया?
No. Also, I would like you to explain.
And I tell you one more thing to it, adding to it. आज के टाइम पे यू नो लाइक वी हैव सो मेनी AI नोट टेकर्स अवेलेबल, मीटिंग्स रिकॉर्ड हो रही है, but tell me how many people are actually going back and listening to those transcripts,
No one.
action items? No one is doing it.
No one, I don't think. I don't know.
Right.
Very
So
honestly.
that is the reason it's important that आपको पता होना चाहिए कि क्या है, and that's what we are building. So हमारा जो मोटो है वो यही है कि जो चीज हम गलत कर रहे हैं उसको सही कर दें. We are not building any कोई extraordinary tool नहीं है. It's all about कि what we are doing incorrectly, we just fix it, which can actually help us.
Okay, got it. Like automations आ गई, but आपके automations का कुछ उतना output नहीं आ रहा है अभी.
AI नोट टेकर सबकी मीटिंग्स पे मेरे ख्याल से AI नोट टेकर सबसे पहले ज्वाइन करता है, सब लोग बाद में करते हैं, राइट? बट अब एक पीस ऑफ माइंड हो गया, अच्छा मैं नहीं गया तो नोट टेकर तो चला ही गया है. उस नोट टेकर को कोई पढ़ता ही नहीं है, एंड देयर सो मच इंफॉर्मेशन इन दैट नोट टेकर. मैं बता रहा हूँ, आपको चर्न रिड्यूस करना है, आपके नोट टेकर इज मोर देन इनफ. सो आई वाज वर्किंग विद दिस कंपनी कॉल्ड शिपसी. वहां पर हम लोगों ने क्या करा हुआ था, वी एंश्योर्ड, सो वी हैव क्रिएटेड वन, गूगल के ऊपर एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, आप एक आईडी सूडो बना सकते हैं, उसके ऊपर आप अपने मीटिंग्स को इनवाइट करते हैं. एवरी सीएसएम हैज टू ऐड दैट मीटिंग, और ऑल सीएसएम्स का एक सेंट्रल प्लेस था, वो नोट टेकर ही था बेसिकली. वो नोट टेकर सेंट्रली सबकी मीटिंग नोट्स स्टडी करता था.
ओके,
बट डेफिनेटली यू नीड टू रिव्यू दैट, अंडरस्टैंड क्या डिस्कशन हो रहा है, क्या नहीं हो रहा है, क्या एमओएम भेजा. जब मैं एमओएम इस बार का एमओएम भेज रहा हूँ कस्टमर को, डू आई हैव द विजिबिलिटी मैंने लास्ट टाइम क्या भेजा था, उस लास्ट टाइम वाले एमओएम से क्या एक्शन आइटम्स पेंडिंग है मेरे.
ओके,
आप तो हर बार का एमओएम का स्टेटस भेज रहे हो ना, पिछली बार का क्या हुआ. देन व्हाट विल हैपन आफ्टर 6 मंथ्स, कस्टमर विल कम एंड से टू यू कि रिचर्ड 6 मंथ्स पहले वी डिस्कस, दिस इज द ईमेल, यू प्रॉमिस दैट यू विल डिलीवर दिस, इट्स बीन 6 मंथ्स, यू हैव नॉट डन इट. द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट with the customer or the employee, the problem is because Richard को पता ही भूल गया Richard की 6 months पहले कोई डिस्कशन हुआ था.
Exactly.
Right. So it is very important कि tools तो हैं, AI है, AI सब कर रहा है, but use तो करना पड़ेगा किसी को.
Right way में.
Right. And the way we design the solution, we are actually helping कि आप हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म में AI मत यूज करो, you use your own AI, but we will give you that insight that will actually ensure to keep a track of this, and will ensure कि आप इसको मिस नहीं कर सकते. So I tell you, we have very interesting features in our platform कि हम आपको रेगुलर चर्न का इंसाइट देते हैं, ठीक है, एंड वी क्रिएट टास्क एंड फॉर द टीम एंड ऑल. नाउ अगर आपका कस्टमर चर्न हो गया तो आप आओगे हमारे सिस्टम में स्टेटस अपडेट करोगे कि इट गॉट चर्न. हम इमीडिएटली एक ईमेल शूट करेंगे आपके सीएक्सओ को और स्टेक होल्डर्स इन्वॉल्वड इन इट, एंड सेइंग कि Dexkor has given you this insight कि this customer is at risk, your team has not responded on time.
Okay, much needed.
Right. So now what will happen? The CXO will feel like, okay, oh, that was an interesting insight. Why we have not responded to it? अगर हमने काम कर लिया तो शायद बच जाता.
Maybe sometimes people don't even say it. They just silently leave.
Yes. हाँ, लेकिन आपको stats पता चल जाते हैं. So I would say out of my experience of customer success, I would say 5 to 10% silent churn होता है. But silent churn के भी silent inside triggers मिलते हैं आपको. They give you those triggers time to time basis पे, but वो आपको पकड़ने होते हैं. So you need to see how you can grab those triggers and act upon it.
So Richard, I just have one final question before we wrap up. So आपने जैसे बोला, this is very specific question, and अगर किसी और को भी कोई question है, you can definitely raise your hand. We can take up one question. So, you said that there are silent triggers, there are silent churns, and customers leave, but there are various communication channels. There is not just email. Many startups use WhatsApp. Many startups use other means, Insta, suppose.
True.
They are having a conversation on Insta. They are having a phone call, mostly direct call kar liya. So how can is there any way to understand?
Right. So this is a very common problem. Multiple channels और इंडिया का mostly communication WhatsApp पे हो रहा है.
WhatsApp पे,
right. And अगर आप US साइड में जाते हैं तो वहां पर Slack पे सारा communication हो रहा होता है.
Okay.
Right. Slack से integrated बहुत सारे tools है मार्केट में.
Right.
We integrate बहुत सारे tools है मार्केट में. But again the problem stays the same. The unification of all the conversation is not there. Right. If I say you कि मैं आपके पास एक कस्टमर का स्क्रीन है और के ऊपर आपको जहां से भी कस्टमर आपसे बात कर रहा है वो आपको एक ही जगह पे मैं कंसोलिडेट दिखा दूं, राइट? एंड देन आई गिव यू एन एआई एंड दैट एआई विल गिव यू रियल टाइम इनसाइट कि इस कस्टमर का अभी तक का क्रक्स क्या है पिछले 7 डेज का. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर दैट विल चेंज
A lot of things.
change a lot of thing, right? And ऐसा क्यों हो पाएगा? बिकॉज आपने कंसोलिडेट कर लिया, आपको बेटर कॉन्टेक्स्ट मिल गया. तो यूनिफिकेशन तो आपको करना ही पड़ेगा, बिना यूनिफिकेशन के इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. एंड दैट इज द रीजन जो साइलेंट चर्न की हमने बात करी थी, ये साइलेंट चर्न इसी का ही मेजर रीजन है, बिकॉज यूनिफिकेशन नहीं है.
Yes.
अगर हमारा यूनिफिकेशन हो जाएगा, अगर आपको पता है कि रिचर्ड ने आपसे व्हाट्सएप पे क्या बात करी थी और फिर उसके बाद में घूमकर जॉन्टी से उसने क्या फेसबुक पे बात करी, अगर आपको पता है when Jonty is coming to you and saying कि रिद्धिमा Richard is like escalating a lot, आप बोलोगे यार व्हाट्सएप पे तो सही बात कर रहा था, राइट? तो जॉन्टी कहेगा नहीं वहाँ, अगर वही चीज अगर मैं कर दूं कि आप मेरे से व्हाट्सएप पे बात कर रहे हो, 2 दिन बाद जॉन्टी से उसने बात करी रिचर्ड ने एंड वेरी एस्केलेटिंग, suddenly Riddhima is the account manager and Riddhima got the insight, a trigger कि something is not going right with Richard because he's just escalated. A proactive alert आपके पास आ गया. जॉन्टी आपके पास आने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, उससे पहले ही आप जॉन्टी के पास पहुंचेंगे, यार क्या बात कर रहे हो उससे.
Yeah, that wastes a lot of unnecessary time, I guess.
That's true.
For small organizations, and time is money, not for
a startup like
especially.
we are
We are doing
limited time.
everything. Then why not save some time?
Yes.
Right. So I think it was really very insightful session for all of us. And अगर आप लोगों को कुछ भी पूछना है after the session, because now we will be wrapping up the session. It has been more than 1 hour 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
So you can definitely connect with Mr. Richard personally. He is open to a conversation, a 30-minute conversation. If you want something specific to your business operations or you want any recommendations. So I have shared the Calendly link on the chat already, and you can always obviously become a part of the Visey community for more such knowledge sessions also. And yeah, I think that's all. If you want the Calendly link, you can just put a message if you haven't received it yet and you would like to receive it. Hi Krishna, thank you so much. You are the founder of SoCI. Nice to meet. And yeah, with that, thank you so much for your time and your insights. It was a really, really interesting session. Once again, Mr. Richard is the founder of Dexkor CRM and customer success platform. I am Riddhima. I am your host for the day. I am the founder of Visey, and we had a lot of fun hosting this session with you. With this, if you have something to say, Richard, at the very end, please go for it.
Yeah, I guess thank you so much, Riddhima, for inviting me here, and it's a great time interacting with all the participants, and yeah, really nice discussion we had. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you to all of you for coming here and joining us. And we hope you got a lot of value from the session. If you would like to discuss something else, do let us know. With this, I end the session.